In our first video, we set up our devices and applications to send their logs to Nagios Log Server. Now that you have data, the next thing to learn is how to search the data, and that is what we cover in this video. You can start a search from anywhere in the Nagios Log Server interface by typing your search term into the white search bar to the right of the green Add Log Source button and pressing Enter. Wherever you are in the interface when you do that, you will be brought to the Nagios Log Server search page. You'll notice a couple of things right away. First, whatever you typed into the white search bar now appears under the green query header. And then, right below the query is a filtering header with a gray box underneath it. Let's talk about that first filter. That's the time filter, and the default setting is to filter events in the last 24 hours worth of data. This is the easiest filter to adjust. You can go up here, and if you simply hover over the link, it will show you the exact 24-hour time period filtered. And if you click on it, you can select a different time period. We'll come back to filters in a moment, but for now, let's get back to queries. Let's cover the basics of queries. If you search a term, you will get a return of exact matches for that term. You can also use the asterisk wildcard to get a return of matches that contain your term. For example, if you search connection, you will get a return of log entries that contain the exact word connection. If you search wildcard connect wildcard, you will get all of those logs that you got for connect, and also you will get logs that match reconnect, disconnect, and so on. You can search multiple terms, say RDP and connection. If the terms are separated by a space, you will get a return of every log that contains an exact match for RDP, plus every log that contains the word connection. One thing to note is that if you place the operator AND between your search terms, you will get only the results that contain both of your terms. You can choose your search terms depending on how broad or specific you want your results to be. To learn more about how to make more powerful searches, click here on About the Leucine Query. Last thing on queries before we move to filters. With this plus button on the right-hand side, you can see that we can get an additional query box. Notice the different colored dots. Whatever you search here, the results will show in the graph as a different color. You can change the color of the results in the graph not only from this box, but also from the first box as well. Now let's talk filters. We can apply filters to the results we get with our query. Let's use an example. Say in our example, RDP is a restricted protocol, so we run a query for RDP. We get these results. You can see that we have two machines that have log entries relating to RDP. 192.168.5.15 and 192.168.5.13. Let's click on one of the lines here in the table of results that mentions .5.15. That line will expand into a much larger section. Now, what you can see here is that Log Server breaks logs down into distinct, sortable, searchable fields. This expanded section shows us these fields individually, as does this list on the left over here. So back to our RDP example. Let's say that this .5.15 box is the one box in our network that is allowed to have an RDP connection. So if we're making a query to monitor for unauthorized RDP traffic, we would want to filter out results for any machines that are authorized, and that would be this machine. So what we do is we go down to the host field and we click this icon here, the magnifying glass with the line through it. This filters out this host from our query results. You will see up here that we now have a new filter in addition to our time filter, and also that our table of results is updated. So now that we have a query with filters applied, we can save this query. And also, since we have the results we would want to be alerted on, we can click on the alerting icon up here to set up an alert. And that leads us to our next video on setting up alerts. Stay tuned.